Hey everyone, it's Jacob here back and with another video. So for today's video, I thought I would show my PS1 game collection, like my PlayStation 1 game collection. I decided to show my PS1 game collection because I feel like not many people really talk about the PS1, like not that much anymore. Like compared to like the PS2 or PS3 or PS4, I feel like the PS1 has like just not many people really talk about it anymore. At least I don't think so that I've like seen or heard. So yeah, only have like 6 PS1 games, but yeah, I don't actually have a PS1 console, but I have a PS3, which of course can play PS1 games. The PS3 is backwards compatible with PS1 games, as everyone knows, or as everyone should know, really. Um, but yeah, so yeah. And obviously the PS3 is kind of backwards compatible with PS2 games as well. But I actually have one of the newer model PS3s, and the newer model PS3s aren't backwards compatible with PS2 games. Only the older model PS3s are compatible with PS2 games. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I don't really have much to show here. I only have like a few PS1 games. So yeah, let's get started. It's probably gonna be a bit of a shorter video, but you know, it's fine. Um, Sometimes shorter videos are better than longer videos, but yeah. That's right, I kind of saw my dog a little bit there. That was my dog there. She was getting up from off the couch. She was like right next to me on the couch. Anyways, this first game I have here is a Star Wars PlayStation game, PS1 game called Star Wars Rebel Assault 2. So yeah, that's one I found at a store in New York when my parents went to visit my grandparents in New York. I think it was $13.99. Um, I decided to show this one first. This is the one I care about the least because this one actually doesn't work because after I got this, when my parents and I got home from New York, when we got back here to South Carolina, I live in South Carolina. When we got back here to South Carolina, I tried out the game after I got it, put on the first disc, and like the cutscenes like were kind of like glitchy, like they just didn't look right and stuff. And then when I got into the actual gameplay, it was just like a black screen. Like I could hear the game, but it wasn't letting me see it really. So yeah, it just wasn't working. I think unfortunately the disc is a little too scratched up or anything like that. Um, so yeah, I'm not too sure about disc 2 though. I haven't tried to put in disc 2 because I guess after I put in the first disc, I was assuming that the second disc wouldn't work either. But I haven't tried putting in the second disc. But yeah, I'm not like 100% sure why it has 2 discs. I'm guessing like older games from back in the day in this era when this game came out, in this era, if you will. When this game came out, like older games sometimes had 2 discs for 2 reasons. One would be like the install disc, and the other one would be like the game disc with the actual game on it. Sorry about the noise in the background. That's my dog again. She's sitting down on the other couch. But yeah, PS1 games would have like, or not just PS1 games, but just like older games in general, on like back in this era, would sometimes have 2 or more discs for at least 2 different reasons. First reason would be like the first disc would be like an install disc to like download the game onto your console, and the second disc would be the game disc with like the actual game on it. So yeah, I don't really 100% know why older games had to have like a separate disc to like download the game, but yeah. Or like the other reason I was thinking of is sometimes older games back in the day, they sometimes just needed like multiple discs to like fit the whole game on, because like game discs back in the day that sometimes can like fit the whole game onto one disc. So they had with some older games, like one big example I can think of was like Final Fantasy. A lot of the Final Fantasy games have multiple discs. Final Fantasy 7 being a notable example I was just thinking of. I just dropped the game there. But yeah, some older games back then just had like multiple discs because like some older games like they just kind of like fit the whole game onto one disc. So there's have to be like multiple discs. Like it's for like, so like for example, if you like put in disc 1 and you get through all the parts of the game that are on disc 1, then at one point it would say like if you got through all the parts of the game that are on disc 1, it would say like please put in disc 2 to continue the game or something like that. So yeah. Anyways, but yeah, nowadays though, discs can like hold a lot more data. So yeah, all games can like fit on one disc nowadays. I started. If that's not what I was gonna say. If you just start hearing music in the background, it's called the Please Music Cover. Yeah, I said that on a lot of different videos. But yeah, anyways. So next up, I have a Cat in the Hat game that's only out for $5. And you can see right there, it's price tag right there. This one I haven't played in a while. But yeah. Yeah, I guess I lost my train of thought for a second there. But I don't really remember much about this game, but it's, you know, it's the classic Cat in the Hat game. I'm sure some people watching this right now might have played this game when they were young or whatever. But yeah, maybe inside the instruction manual and the disc and stuff. PlayStation 1 games, I've always kind of felt like, I've always kind of, where's the end there? I was gonna say, I've always kind of felt like PlayStation 1 games are basically like old computer games, like in video game console form. That's just what I've always kind of felt like PlayStation 1 games are like. So, yeah. Next up, I have the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire PlayStation game. Well, this is the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire 2nd edition. This one's $5 as well, as you can see, or $4.99, but I'm just rounding up. It says more questions, more regions, more fun at the bottom, because the 2nd edition, that's why it says more. So yeah, on the top it says enjoy the hottest TV game show on PlayStation. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire isn't the hottest game show in my opinion. I mean, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is a good game show, but it's just definitely not my favorite game show. But yeah. Anyways, gives you inside with the instruction manual or insert, whatever you want to call it, on the disc as well. So yeah, apparently there was some sort of like win $1 million sweepstakes. On the back here it mentions the sweepstakes. Have become a millionaire. Pass go 5,000 times. Play every lottery every day for the rest of the I think it might be a joke or something. See inside back cover for fish. Okay, I don't know what that sweepstakes thing was all about. Maybe some people out there will remember what this $1 million Wants to Be a Millionaire sweepstakes thing was all about. But yeah, I don't know what that's all about. Anyways, and I have a Wheel of Fortune PlayStation game, another $5 game, so you can see right there with that price tag. So yeah, and then it says key features or 2,000 puzzles, special fantasy prizes, on location and settings, etc., etc. I don't want to read everything. So yeah, and this Wheel of Fortune video game was hosted by Vanna White. But I don't think Vanna White was ever the host of the like the actual Wheel of Fortune show. I think she was like just the the model basically that would like turn the letters on the game board and stuff like that. And like tap and like the newer Wheel of Fortune, she just like taps the letters, and it's like more digital. But in the older Wheel of Fortune, she actually physically turned the letters to reveal them. But nowadays, she just like taps the letters because it's like digital now. Anyways, that's that. Here's inside with the insert, instruction manual, whatever you want to call it, and then the disc right there. And advertises, over here, it advertises the Jeopardy PlayStation game. It says also on the PlayStation game console Jeopardy, featuring host Alex Trebek. I actually have the PC version of this Jeopardy game, which is kind of like more evidence that the PlayStation 1 games were a lot like older like PC games. That's kind of more evidence of that because this Jeopardy game was available on PC and PlayStation. So yeah, I don't know if the older Wheel of Fortune game was available on PC. Probably was. If the Jeopardy game was on PC, and the Wheel of Fortune game probably was too. Anyways, that's that. And now I just have 2 more games to show, and these last 2 games are some of the most recent ones I've gotten. Because I went to my local video game store. It's called Millionaire Gaming. I've mentioned that store several times in past videos. It's a great store. One of my favorite stores. I went to my local video game store like a couple days ago, like last Sunday, I think it was. Yeah, it was last Sunday. I actually traded in an old PS2 that I had found in the closet, along with some old PS2 games that I had. And I got a couple of original PlayStation games with like the cash that I got from trading in the stuff. So yeah, because like I said, might be thinking, why do you train your PS2? What can you play original PlayStation games on? If you don't have a PS2, well, you might recall that I said earlier, like at the beginning of the video, I have a PS3, which can play PS1 games, obviously. Anyways, so one of the most recent games that gotten for the PS1 here. This is the SpongeBob SquarePants PS1 game, SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge. Well, I said the SpongeBob SquarePants PS1 game, but I don't know if this was like the only SpongeBob SquarePants game that came out on the PS1. I'm not 100% sure, but this one was $10, as you can see, or $9.99 to be exact with the price tag there. But yeah, this game is basically about SpongeBob wants to give Patrick autographs from Marine Man Barnacle Boy for Patrick's birthday, but first Marine Man Barnacle Boy gives SpongeBob some like crazy and zany challenges. So yeah, I've only played through a tiny bit of this game so far, but it seems pretty fun. Alright, so this turn, there's the insert. It's actually advertised another SpongeBob game called SpongeBob SquarePants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. I actually have the Game Boy Advance version of this SpongeBob game, the Revenge of the Flying Dutchman game. I used to play that game quite a bit when I was younger, but yeah, there's that. And last but certainly not least, this might actually be my favorite PS1 game that I have currently. Yeah, this is a very classic and nostalgic game for me. Not the game itself, but like it's basically a show, and like the show that's in the game is classic and nostalgic for me. But I never played this game itself. I probably just did too much explaining there. Basically, what the game is a Blue's Clues PlayStation game, Blue's Big Musical. I was saying it's classic and nostalgic because I used to watch Blue's Clues all the time when I was younger. But I never played this game before I got it. Yeah, this is based off the Blue's Big Musical movie, obviously. It's a pretty cool game. Helped Blue play a big musical and stuff. Yes, it's a pretty classic and nostalgic game. Obviously, like I said, I've never played this game before. It's just any Blue's Clues related thing is classic and nostalgic for me. Like, I love Blue's Clues when I was younger, and it still holds a very special place in my heart. It probably will always hold a very special place in my heart. So yeah, like I said. But this game probably isn't as good as like the Blue's Clues PC games. There's quite a few like PC games that they made of Blue's Clues back in the day. Like one specific one I remember playing all the time when I was younger was Blue's Reading Time Activities. That was one that I loved when I was younger. And there's also like Blue's 1, 2, 3 Time Activities, Blue's ABC Time Activities, Blue's Art Time Activities. Yeah, stuff like that. I never played any of those. The Reading Time Activities one was the only one I ever played. But then I've also played the Blue's Birthday. Then I've also that's my words again. There I was gonna say, but I've also played the Blue's Birthday Adventure PC game. I found it on like an archive website, so I downloaded it and I had to burn it onto a couple blank discs. So yeah, Blue's Birthday Adventure game is pretty cool, pretty fun as well. Anyways, here's the inside of the disc and insert instruction manual, whatever you want to call it. It advertises some Rugrats games right there. Rugrats in Paris the movie, Rugrats Totally Angelica, and Rugrats Search for Reptar. I've never played any of those games. I've never been a huge Rugrats fan, but Rugrats is a pretty cool show, classic show, obviously. I have like the first 2 seasons of Rugrats on DVD. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, that's that. So yeah. Actually, I just realized on the case and like on the back and stuff it says Blue's Big Musical, and then on the disc it says Blue's Big Musical Movie. So yeah, for some reason it doesn't say movie on like the case or the back of the case or anything, or even on the spine. The spine just says Blue's Big Musical as well, as you can see right there. Anyways, that's just a little thing that I just noticed. Yeah, that's basically it for this video. Don't even much else to say. This was my PS1 or PlayStation 1 game collection, whatever you want to call it. I'm definitely gonna get more PS1 games in the future, because obviously I don't have too many here. There's only like 6 games, so I'm definitely gonna get more PS1 games in the future and whatnot. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. I don't have anything else to say, so of course please like, comment, and subscribe. Of course ring the bell so you know if I never post any new videos. And yeah, I don't have anything else to say, so of course I'm enjoying this video, and I'll of course see you next time. Peace.